Usually you say hi to Greg McIntyre with McIntyre Elder Law, but this is something different.
It is. This is the Prometheus Project, and we are going to talk about health and longevity and technology. We're going to talk about quality of life and aging. It's something that I've become acutely aware of because I'm an elder law attorney, and it's in front of me all the time. I think about it all the time. You know, I'm aging. We're all aging.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to bring a video series to you and podcast series to you that deals specifically with quality of life.
Right. Yeah.
Aging gracefully, staying viable for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know, and by viable, I mean, you know, being able to have range of motion and be active. I think all those things are possible today with nutrition and technology and medicine. And we're going to explore those. And this is an introduction to that series.
Right. Yeah, as an elder law attorney, obviously neither of us are doctors, medical doctors.
No.
I will say that
we're not medical doctors, we are lawyers.
That's right. And I will say, though, that we have a unique position as elder law attorneys. One of the things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis is trying to determine whether or not someone is cognitively able to understand, signing a document or, even enforcing their legal rights. And so in that, we see decline as people age.
Sure.
And we help people enforce their rights as they age. And that's something that is incredibly concerning because, a lot of your rights you can lose as you age because you lose your ability to think clearly, to remember things like that.
Your rights can be taken away so easily. Guardianship.
Yeah.
Hearings.
Exploitation.
Sure. By family members or others.
Right.
And I want people to understand that the reason we're doing this is not just because we're elder law, estate planning and elder law attorneys.
Right.
It's because we both have a passion for nutrition, healthcare, or self-care and aging. And I think we think about our own mortality all the time because of what we do.
And here's one of the reasons why I care about it so much. Dealing in elder law and estate planning, you hear so much crap out there. So people are told wrong things all the time, like you should give your home away to your kid, or you should do this, you should do that to protect your assets, to protect your rights, blah blah blah. And we have to weed through all those things for people and take away all that bad information, all that dogma, and wipe that slate clean, and then teach them how to think about their rights and assets and estate planning in a way that is actually going to help them. It's the same thing with aging and nutrition and fitness. There's so much dogma out there.
So much information.
Misinformation. Yeah. And there's so many people trying to get so many clickbaity things. You see people on Instagram, you see people on the internet.
Try to make a quick buck.
Yeah, exactly. Here's how you lose 30 pounds in 30 days.
Silver or whatever it is,
Yeah.
Things that people are selling online.
Yeah. And none of it's really, it's mostly aesthetic or something like, how can you get skinnier, better body for the summer?
The industry is huge.
Yeah. How to get better body for the summer or something like that. I don't care about a better body for the summer. Obviously, aesthetics are important for you mentally, but really we care about living longer. We care about quality of life. Who cares about the six-pack you had in the summer of 2021 if at 85 you can't pick up your grandchild?
Or you had to take something that was detrimental to your body overall to get there.
Right.
Because a lot of those fads are short-lived,
mm-hmm.
and they have downsides.
Right.
So I know that we're both interested in sustainability with anything we're doing, a lifestyle.
Right. And what we do for a living is we solve problems. And I want to solve this problem. I want to wade through all the information out there. I want to compile it, I want to outline it, and I want to sort through it and show people what they need to be looking at. I mean, that's really what the Prometheus Project is all about, is saying, hey, look, out of all this information out here, this ocean of information, let's take all of the useful stuff, the tried and true, the tested, and let's, whittle away all the rest of the misinformation and give that to people. And I think that's going to be incredibly valuable for us too.
I do too.
Because that's something we're trying to do for ourselves.
I agree. So it's both selfish, it's self-full, Brent.
That's right.
It's self-full. And I think it's going to be beneficial to anybody out there who is associated with our firm, is in our family of clients, and who listens on the podcast, the Elder Law Report. We're going to publish this under a new podcast name called the Prometheus Project. Prometheus was a Greek god, a titan, a Greek titan who stole fire from the gods. He basically, and then
gave it to man.
Gave it to man.
Yeah,
right?
Showed man how to use fire.
Showed man, yeah, exactly. So he gave the power of the gods to man.
And that's what we want to do. We want to take the
knowledge,
and empower individuals with it. And maybe we'll get tied to a rock for eternity for doing so, right? But the point is that
liver packed out.
Yeah, that's right, by an eagle. So read the myth; it's really good. But the point is that we want to take this knowledge, this useful knowledge that can be used as something as powerful as fire, as light, as protection, and give it to people so that they understand they're empowered with the knowledge to increase their lifespan, but life quality as well. Because when we talk about longevity, that's what we mean. Yeah,
I mean, studies show that if you work out, eat right, the right nutrition, there was some German study that was done last year maybe that said that you could increase your lifespan by 7 years on average. But I think it's more than that. It's living life to the fullest and being totally active like you are in your 30s and 40s for the rest of your life at that level, right? And I think that's achievable now.
Yeah, and there's components to it. It's not just nutrition, which is big. It's not just fitness, which is huge, right? Which are two of the biggest things that you can do to increase your lifespan.
Those are the two most straightforward things that you have access to.
But it's also mental health.
Sure.
And because you could be fit, you could be eating right, but you could have terrible mental health, which in turn leads to terrible physical health.
Or stress,
mental health is a big deal.
Stress.
Yeah. I mean, all of us are dealing with stress.
Cortisol production within the body, and which makes you pack on pounds.
That's right.
And
all of us are dealing with mental health disorders.
Not enough sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge part of mental and physical health.
Right.
So we're going to cover all these things, and Britton and I have similar interest in probably, but an emphasis in different areas. I'm extremely interested in the technology side, biotechnology side, nanotech, cryogenics, genetics, gene therapy, stem cell treatment.
The real cutting edge
stuff. I would really have a keen interest in that. That's why I'm really looking forward to this series. Britton, I think, has a primary interest in something that's probably more practical to everyone, which is just straightforward health, nutrition, exercise that can make a huge difference in your life right now and in your life.
I want to look at the fundamentals. How if we don't have science saving us, how can we save ourselves?
Right.
Okay. And then I want to look at, what are we doing right now that is on the cutting edge that we know and in 10, 20 years we're going to have available to us, and what's available to us even in the future. Maybe we can get there quicker, right? Maybe the cutting edge that you're talking about, whether it's genetics or, nanotechnology to target cells like cancer cells, something like that.
Sure. Or clean out your arteries, whatever it is.
Maybe that doesn't have to be so far down the road.
Sure.
But point is that that's important to look at too and understand, and hopefully inspire, generations to come to look at that, study that, and to figure that out.
So we've undertaken a project to do this podcast and this series and we're also working on a book called the Prometheus Project.
That's right.
Which we want to turn into a company that sole focus is quality of life, health, and longevity.
That's right.
And that's what our plan is. And these things are always a lot of fun when we start projects. We've done a lot of projects together. So we hope you'll come along for the ride. Over the next 10, 12 weeks or so, we're going to start doing more lengthy podcasts that really allow us to expand on topics, and do a deep dive. That's my time limit. Do a deep dive into health, longevity, nutrition, exercise, science, all centered around your quality of life and quality of life as we age.
Right.
Which I think just fits perfectly along with what we do as estate planning and elder law attorneys. And we hope that you'll tune in. So tune in next week for our elder law report. I'm going to publish it both places too. It'll be published under the Prometheus Project on Apple Podcasts, on our YouTube channel, but it'll also be published under the elder law report.
That's right.
Because I think it goes both ways, right?
It does.
It fits both places. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.